it's interesting the synergies we've come across between, the different speakers and people like you coming into the country. So I suppose the first question I'd like to ask you, Jairek, is, what gives you the juice? What inspires you? What is it that gets you pumped up to be able to go on that stage and inspire so many people around the world?
It's truthfully just, I really enjoy people. I enjoy watching someone who is struggling with something and being able to share something that comes so just second nature to me, just an idea and a thought, something that I love, and it's just, I see it as second nature of who I am and what I love to do, and being able to share something that seems so simple to me with them and have it make such a big difference for them is what lights me up. And it's fun because I'll be talking about something totally wrong, just a story that happened sometime in my life, and you watch someone's eyes, and all of a sudden out in the middle of the audience you see someone's eyes just light up, and it's like, wow, they got it. And whatever, I don't know what they needed, but they got it. And that little piece right there, I'll get an email or a phone call a month later, and they'll say, oh, I was sitting in this room, and it was so hard, it was so difficult, and, you said that one thing, and everything changed for me right there. And I was just like, wow, that's so cool. And that's what gets me excited is, you never know who's in the room, you never know what they're going through, you never know what life is like, and you share one thing with them, and it can change everything, which is juicy.
It's incredible the amount of energy. You're like a reactor with so much energy for people as well, with the right intention. And it's interesting because as we got to know each other, we discovered that we've both done some work in sub-Saharan Africa, and Uganda and Kenya share a border. So you were in Uganda, I was in Kenya. The most important thing for you is contribution and giving back, and absolutely selflessly. It's not about the upsell or the money for you, it's about really having a significant impact on the life of every single person you come in contact with daily. Now that shows commitment. How do you keep it?
It's something, there was a story of a guy who competed, I don't know if it's a fable or an actual story, but he went to go compete in martial arts competition, and he was fighting, and it came to the first round, and this guy ran out on the floor, and he was working so hard, and he was giving so much. He was fighting with all his might and all his energy and all his intensity, and all the announcers were going, oh my God, he's going to burn himself out. Because most people, you got to be smart. You got to save some energy in the first few rounds, so if you get to the finals, then you have that extra energy to keep going. But this guy just kept giving everything, and they're like, he's going to burn out, he's going to burn out. So the first round when he wins, second round they're like, he's going to burn out. Second round, third round, fourth round, he gets to the finals, they're like, he's going to burn out. And he wins the whole thing.
Sure.
And I mean, they were like, they interviewed him, they said, how did you not burn out? And he goes, I'm a supercharger. Every time when I give every ounce, everything that I have, it's like it turns on another notch and just more energy comes through me. It's like that's what fuels me. Every time I hit the brink of what I think is possible, more energy shows up. And it's the same thing. It's like when I'm up there, my whole thought process is, what can I really give to these people? And if my energy is part of it. So I spend the whole morning whenever I'm speaking or hours before I'm speaking, really filling my body with energy so that when I'm around people, I can transfer that energy and give them an experience of it.
And that's what you did. And you've been here since Friday, or maybe even longer. I met you here for the first time on Friday. And you've been out running and getting to know the area and just talking with people face to face. I got into personal development at the same time I got into media. I was 13 years old. And I started reading your father and your Robbins. And I have a question I've been wanting to ask you for years. If I may, here is my moment. I'm going to ask you right now. What do you feel, Jairek, is the biggest lesson that you taught your father in your life?
I would just say the biggest lesson anyone can learn, including him, including me, is just perspective. Because it's what I love. When people always ask me, what are you going to talk about? If you tell them perspective, they're like, oh, that's nice. But I never tell them. It's almost a surprise. And I always focus on perspective because this is what changes, in my eyes, this is what changes everything. And for him, gaining a perspective of what life was like through my eyes and gaining a perspective of what life was like through his eyes, and just the different perspective and different perception I can offer him, I think is the greatest thing I ever gave him. And he talks about it today because he gained a whole different perspective by having me around him, my version of the world. I think that's the greatest gift you can give to anybody, is really truly be yourself to the extent that they can experience a piece of who you are and how you see the world and what you bring.
And acknowledging others. And I suppose I've been able to tap into this weekend giving thanks for everyone and everything. And behind that camera right now is a very dear friend of mine, and that's Shane O'Riordan. And we met when I was in a job back then, before I got a life, and I want to acknowledge Shane and say thank you very much indeed for being a part of my life as well, which is good. You can give us a nod with the camera if you heard that, Shane. I'm not too sure if you can pick it up from there. So I'm Marie O'Riordan here at lifelastingsuccess.com in Dublin with Jairek Robbins. There's amazing wisdom coming from this gentleman and will be for the rest of his life. And may I ask you, physicality is really important to you. Can I give you a high five?
Sure.
Excellent. And closing comments for the people watching right now?
Had a blast here. The people in Ireland are absolutely fun. They're warm people and they're very exciting. They rock the house here. And just have a blast here and some great energy with everybody.